Hey everybody, it is about 7:33 a.m. on this Monday, January 7th, 2013. That's right, 2013. You can tell I have the light on a little bit because I want to get some light in here, and as you notice, without it, it kind of gets dark. So, but anyway. Hold on for a second. I hear my cat wants out of the garage. Can't win, folks. Can't win worth nothing. I mean, first time I did the vlog this morning didn't work. Got too many interruptions, and now that. And you can't win, can you? But anyway, like I was saying, it's January 7th, 2013. You can see the title below. It is called Post-Christmas Break / New Year's Eve. It basically is going to say Post-Christmas / New Year's Eve or New Year's Break vlog. Yeah. It's hard to believe the Christmas, New Year's season, or holiday season as people call it, has come and gone. But if you're a fan of the college bowl season, then you pretty much say that it's not over just yet until the BCS game comes to a close tonight. Only then will it be over. And that is true. Some people do go by that standard. But then again, there are some out there that are very traditional. Some will get rid of their tree the day after Christmas. Some will take down the decorations the day after Christmas. Some will take down the decorations the weekend after Christmas, or a few days after. Or some will wait until the kids go back to school and choose the first day the kids are back in school, or maybe a day or so after when they have a day off with their other half to take down the decorations and the trees, so that, you know, the kids will come home, and so that the kids basically will leave knowing that they're seeing the Christmas stuff, and then they'll come home and things will be back to normal. Or there will be people like myself and my mom and others around that'll keep the decorations up for maybe another week or so because they didn't get a chance to thoroughly enjoy them. Let me explain. You see, remember that class I told you about that I ranted about last year that my mom took? Yeah. That caused her not to thoroughly enjoy much of what she had here. You see, at the beginning, well, sort of in the second week of last month, we got our new HD TV, and we didn't get it set up until basically New Year's Eve weekend. That's right, New Year's Eve weekend, if you will. We didn't get it set up until then. That's the whole thing. We didn't get it set up until then, until New Year's Eve weekend. And you say to yourself, well, why did it take so long? Again, it all goes back to the fact that my mom didn't have the time to get the help. Well, we had the help, but she wasn't sure how it was going to be. That was the whole thing. She wasn't sure how it was going to be, or how we were going to get the help, or what it was going to consist of, or whatever. Anyway, my mom didn't really get a chance to thoroughly enjoy it, so that's why we're keeping them up. We did this last year too, so it's not nothing new. It's just we're going to slowly probably start taking things down, and if not, focus mainly on this weekend to take things down if we are not if we don't have the kids around, that is. See, that's the only complication right there, is having the kids around the grandkids, the nephews, if you will, when you don't need them to be. But yeah, the class I read on that she had last year is basically what caused her to have to not, caused her basically almost a week or so later to fully get everything up. I mean, I took my time. I mean, at the end of November, I got some of the stuff out. I got the cards out and all that, whatever. And as certain days came around, I got more stuff up. So we took our time in doing it, but we fully didn't get stuff out until very recently. So again, we fully didn't get stuff out until very recently, which is like a couple weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. So you can't blame anybody like me or my mom for wanting to keep the decorations up for another week or so. One of the other reasons she does it is because if we do have the kids over, at least they can see the tree like they thoroughly want to. But anyway, besides that, you know, it's been a very interesting Christmas, New Year's Eve holiday break, if you will. One, we ended up having we did have, like I said, we had my nephews over, my second older sister's kids over for at least a few days. Actually, they were dropped off, I think, on Saturday, and they didn't pick them up until New Year's Eve. So essentially New Year's Day, I should say. They didn't pick us up till New Year's Day. So essentially, we had them for 4 days straight, or 3.5 days straight, if you will. Then, surprise, surprise, we also had my 9-year-old nephew here. We spent time with my niece. She came over with her son. Oh boy, talk about having fun there. Then we had the 5-year-old and 9-year-old nephews over this past weekend because they wanted to go to church. And now my nephew, my 9-year-old nephew, is starting to really discover, what his 3DS, his Nintendo 3DS can do, because he's starting to discover that it can, I don't think he was aware of this until recently, and if he was, he really didn't take full advantage of it until now. He's starting to see and find out that his 3DS can record video. So now he's going around, recording everything in sight, making funny videos, which are funny, I will admit it. And he can speed up the sound and everything, but now he's kind of getting a little carried away at times, because what he did is, I was in the shower the other day. My door was closed and everything. The door was locked and everything, so I was in the shower, door locked and everything, but he was outside the door, and he's asking me, "Brian, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm showering, leave me alone," kind of deal. And basically he records me doing that. He records me telling him while I'm in the shower to leave me alone. And luckily, like I said, the door was locked and everything, so. But we also found out, more so, that he's very much getting into the Xbox, if you will. Now, not saying the Xbox is bad for him. There are video game companies like Xbox, like Microsoft, that do bring out games that are appropriate for his age. Taking my time there. But are appropriate for his age. So I do appreciate that. But the thing is, what he wants to play is not appropriate. Heck, his mom knows it. His sister knows it. Who is 20 years old. My 20-year-old niece is going to be 21 this year. Surprise, surprise. But anyway, they all know this. And yet, he still insists on wanting to play it. And here's why. Because on his father's side, my brother-in-law's side, on their side, his cousin there gets to play Black Ops 2 and Mortal Kombat. And it's like, well, wait a minute. You're not supposed to be playing those because those are not for your age. Now, my teenage nephew tries to defend the Mortal Kombat deal by saying, well, if you turn down the blood, you turn off the violence, you turn off the blood and all that, it's just like a regular fighting, T-rated fighting game. And I understand that, but here in this household, if it's M-rated, and unless you have your parents' permission, you ain't playing it. End of story. I can understand and accept him playing MK versus DC. Turn off the blood there, fine, no problem. I can understand that, and even the fatalities. I can understand that because that has DC comic characters, that's why it's T-rated. I can understand if he wants to play maybe one of my UFC game. I completely get that. So, but the fact of the matter is, as long as it's M-rated, you don't play it. Not in this household. If you're a kid. If you don't mentally understand what it's about, then you don't play it. And I don't think anybody can blame my family for feeling that. Now, besides that, we also, I guess you could say, through some ups and downs, if you will, some personal ups and downs, that's all I'm going to say, we have decided that perhaps another Xbox is needed. Now my nephew, my teenage nephew, is willing to lend us his. It's just that he hasn't done it yet. I thought it was going to be this weekend. That did not happen. So hopefully it will happen soon. And if not, then maybe it was just all talk, you know, because when you get in arguments, personal arguments, if you will, you kind of say things and stuff that, you know, you probably don't really mean to say. So, and that's essentially what it is. You know, you act in ways that you're not supposed to act, and this and that, and I admit, I acted kind of stupid during this personal argument. That's all I'm going to say. This personal argument. I'm not going to say anything else. I just acted stupid on my part. And I sat down and I realized, you know what, they have a point. We do need a second system in this house. But the only problem with that, I feel, could happen. The only problem that I feel that could happen is that my nephew will still want to go play mine in my room because it has just about everything there. It does. It has the first COD MW4, or COD4 MW1. That's the first one there. You know, it has Mortal Kombat and all that, so, you know, I just have a feeling he might want to try that again. So I don't know what will happen. But we'll just have to wait and see what occurs. If I have to get a new one, I'll get a new one. If not, so be it. Anyway, though, besides that, you know, and besides that, you kind of, you know, they kind of act up at times. Besides that, it was kind of an okay, you know, we went to my grandma's for Christmas. In the rain, we drove in the rain and tightly packed in my brother-in-law's new truck that he's got for his business. So we went there, came back, and then, like I said, we had New Year's Eve here. My older sister and her husband went to Reno. My second older sister and her husband decided to stay home. They were planning to go out, but they decided to stay home. So, all in all, it was okay. It was all right. Just, you know, kind of up and down at times. And, you know, I think I do agree with what a lot of people said. It kind of came a little quick and kind of came and went very quickly. So, but overall, not too bad of a Christmas break, Christmas, New Year's Eve, holiday break. But now I've got freedom again, if you will, and that's all I'm going to say. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching this vlog.